Yo, 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 Matic Monday. Wish it was Sunday. Fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. With your homeboy. The fucking boy, yo. Big Johnny Stud coming worldwide. Brooklyn, New York is always coming out that damn chair is always. Follow me up on Twitter. Had John the Gazer flow. Sharpening the damn razor. You could hear the cold. Couldn't quite kick it in the arse, of course, because I never fucking stop running around like a maniac. But that's kind of the thing that we do. Me and you, the Corked Stats crew. Check out the data, the Algo ranks, projections, team totals, bets, plays, and every fucking else thing else like a stack on top there. Plus NFL going out in heavy, man. Sheets are up, rankings are fresh, man. I do not stop working for you. I want to get some NFL writing going also, similar to the fantasy baseball stuff. The feedback was really great. Listen, I work for me, right? So it can be quick, right to the point. It can be really short at times just to get the fucking point across, even if it's position by position, give you something to refer back to, other than just the ranks. All right, enough of that shit. Baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing. Take from that bitch everything. This ain't madness, baby.
This is Sparta!
Quick shout out to the crew while I've got Spartans on the brain. No Block up in the piece. Trent up in the piece. Stevie, good morning, sir. A little early for you. Jeff L doesn't work for me, brother. Trent C, my guy, Awaguan, está listo. And, first and foremost, the T's and P's, thoughts and prayers, lighting candles for our guy Josh. He shared some rough news in the comments. And, bro, that fucking sucks, man. Life fucking sucks sometimes. And it only gets more painful. This life is not ours to have. Right? So the love we share is ours to keep while we're here. And I think, right, that's the best we could do. Right? Leave as many strong, fulfilling, and lasting memories. And, after that, it's cheesy cliches, right? The fucking sands of time and shit like that. So I legit am praying for you, homeboy. I don't fucking play about that stuff for real. You can see there's a lot of love going on right now in the chat. We really do care about that stuff. And you can hit me up in the middle of the fucking night anytime you want to play. I'm going to be there for you. That's how we roll. You know what I'm saying? Look, people did come here for baseball betting and butt jokes. So I gotta deliver the thing that we do, yo. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets in the mug. Let them wash over you. I can't believe this is my life, bro. Know what I'm saying? Survey sense. All right, and we got 12 games today. A little bit of a light and load. I'm about it. One game in the afternoon, so that must be a getaway day, right? Seattle has been playing Texas, so it's like a end of a wraparound. That one's on at 2:30, so that's the reminder to the fantasy crew is those fucking lone Monday games really mess people up. And it's the worst. If everything locks, some leagues, man, you got to customize this day and age the way teams are fooling around with the information. All right, first up, it's the pickle, George Kirby. He's on the bump. This is that early game. Minus 145, favorite on the road against Kumar, rock and roller. Texas Rangers plus 120 at the crib, man. Mono fucking loves the Rangers today. I mean, you could see just as I'm playing to a tie, as a plus 120 dog. So, it'd be giving it a nudge to get some ducats down on the Rangers. Just as strong an argument for the under, maybe. Though, underdog at home, we're implying the ninth inning. So it's going to be close, right? You could say I'm pushing right up against the fucking sun there. I mean, Kirby's been fantastic, man. I think of Kirby as an order of magnitude better than Rocker, who can be great on a perning basis. The underpinning stuff is blah. When the CSW gets below 25, you're in trouble. Before 24, this is really bad. Command and control has been poor, plus 91 zone contact. It's been a little bit of batting practice. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten punished. Again, we know he could be pretty filthy, and at least they know better. You can see the fastball bin. At least they know better than to be throwing that garbage four-seamer with an 82 stuff plus any more than 12.5%. It's like a tertiary pitch, which I get. You want it for throwaway pitches to change eye level and stuff. I get it. Per game basis, man, you got to like Kirby. As far as the splits go, you got to like Kirby. Last 30 days, you got to like Kirby. He's been outrageous last 30 days, by the way. It's that Seattle offense that's been the real killer. Oh, I don't know if anybody noticed the split data is lagging. I didn't get it. I was waiting till the last fucking minute. I didn't get it. It is always up. It might be going up like as we speak. I'll get it the second we get out of here. So just be, I mean, you shouldn't be, this is why you shouldn't be using last 7 days because it changes so wildly. Like your opinion on a team shouldn't change so wildly. But we want to be taking a lean towards a broader view, I think is probably the best advice. The Mariners haven't hit for shit. Like we know that. They just don't hit righties. As bad as anybody last 300 PAs, batting a $180, 531 OPS. Meanwhile, the Rangers are like hitting. And I'm always skeptical whenever they're missing Wyatt Langford, which is like all the time. Did he make his way back? I mean, oh, that's right. He left the game hurt and he came back. So I guess if that's the shit I'm talking, then I got to back it up. The Rangers are the better offense. It's weird to even say. But Seattle's got significantly better bullpen as well. I feel like Seattle's going to win this one, but it's hard not to feel the model's elbow in my fucking fat belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the fucking nudge, bro. Like, be careful of paying the juice here. Again, I think if you're believing in Rocker, the answer's probably the under. But, man, did you see those Texas bullpen stats? 707. These are fresh. So, again, this is just a quick one. I get this stuff all the time, and I need to be repeating a little bit more. Data, Algo ranks 7 days a week, rain or fucking shine. Do not wait for an email. Pitching goes up the night before for the Source Network crew. I do the best I can with probables. I try and confirm them, but we all know they can change. First thing in the morning, usually about 6 a.m., between 6 and 7, depending. All the bullpen stuff. And splitless, unsplit, non-split, team level, broad offensive data. So that's all of them. Year to date, 30, 14, 7. Oh, so actually, shame on me. The 7 in hours is up to date because I have all the unsplit stuff is always up to date. It's the split data that kind of lags sometimes. You got to go third party for that stuff. So just a heads up, because people are often asking, like, I didn't get an email. Are you doing anything? You didn't get an email means I wasn't live with picks, but I still do the show picks, right? If you don't want to listen to the show picks, I think, is a cool amalgamation of the model plus the breakdown, right? And I don't play all of them, but that's the list where my plays come from. So, little zoom in the boom boom room. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn. Plus, it's afternoon baseball. You can bet one thing. I'm not betting this one. No freaking way. Next up, Kyle Horse Bradish on the bump for the Baltimore Orioles. Winds blowing in Detroit. They've got the bullpen emoji right around even money to face Keter Montero and the Tigres down in fucking 8 Mile. Money's 118 for Detroit. The fucking D for D12, kid. Man, this is another one. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because we do have the underdog modeled for a win, which, I mean, is pretty much your fucking green light to fucking go get that shit. However, I did think there'd be a little bit more separation. Let's take a little looky-loo. Man, the thing is, Montero has been incredible as a starter. 3.24 ERA down to a .97 whip. And I can bet you without looking, it's because his big hang-up was always, he was just the worst against left-handed hitters, which would be a big red flag against Baltimore generally. They must have cleaned that up, and you can see they have. They've retooled his approach to lefties, and now it's a strong suit. And man, Montero's fucking awesome, which feels kind of weird to say. You know, the underbending stuff is not blow him away, but he's really dialed into command and control. That is totally legit. If you're through 92 innings of big league pitching with a 33.5 ball, 5% walk, you're doing something right. Now, he is up in the zone, but it's been very good. You know, for the 50% fly ball, you get a 16% infield fly. Remember, not all fly balls are created equal, right? Leave that to the low IQ. Leave that to the Filter Queen and the Lloyd Christmas haircut and the fucking Mega Whale Nuke ninnies. These fucking knuckle draggers they're actually a benefit to us. We need morons in the space influencing other morons to soften prices. Think about it. Imagine a world where everybody did what we're doing. And there'd be no betting going on. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to make a new show. I'd have to charge more for a new show to get fucking early looks, man. This is a fact of the matter. This is one of the biggest nuances that's missed in baseball handicapping. Right, I think it's tied with using ex-woba to describe things it doesn't describe. Oh, so fucking frustrating. It's frustrating. The bubbles.
It's frustrating.
The bubbles are the bubbles are fucking frustrating.
It's frustrating.
Guy, okay, let's zoom back in for the numbers. Of course, Montero was just like the glimmering example of this. It's not just a 50% fly ball rate, right? People see that, oh my god, big fly ball guy. So that home and a fly ball has to totally negatively regress. It's not necessarily the case. There's more to it with the nuance and the context now dripping out your nose when you roll with us. A 12.5% line drive rate. Listen, line drives are notoriously not sticky. But what that does speak to, right, is a lack of balls in the middle. It does speak to that because the infield fly rate is at 16. That is insane stuff, So, you want this guy up in the zone. Why? Because the command and the control are allowing him to pinpoint it in a spot where it goes straight up in the air. Again, whatever. I'm not going to fucking forget and rant. I already had my emotion. Would you guys start playing with my emotions? You know what I'm saying? I'll fucking snap, bro. I'll go fucking Hulk smash up in here. So I do like Montero when I think what we see is real. Okay, let's get back on track. But I still think Bradish is the better pitcher. I mean, though lately, it's very hard to argue with what Montero's been doing lately, except that it's been so damn good that it can't stay here. Offense probably goes to Detroit right now. Baltimore's so fucking frustrating. I hate the Orioles. And not like as a Yankee fan. I hate the Orioles as a Baltimore better. It's like all the talent, they just don't do anything with it. Right now, they're going into overly passive mode. I can relate to this. It's what I do when I become a pussy when I'm betting. Things don't go my way. So the only thing worse than not betting, because I think not betting is a good way, is shrinking down your volume, right? Trying to narrow betting is the word I was kind of looking for. I'm not doing well, so I'm going to just pick my favorite play. As if you knew the difference between what the best one was, or that would work, right? That's not how you do this. This is the Matty Williams thing, right? You got to do it on volume. If a play ticks all the, plus EV check boxes, you fucking roll that bitch. But now manage the risk accordingly. That's up to you as a bettor or a trader, but anyway, that's the stuff that matters. Damn Detroit, man. Every time I back Detroit, they seem to let me down, and vice versa. They've been on a little bit of a downswing lately. I should have capped off for Baltimore. That being too patient at the plate. That was what I was getting at. Yeah, you'll show up and we're taking walks, guys, and we're pushing pitch counts. You got to do something with those fucking pitches. So, as I'm an approachophile, right? I'm a disciplinariophile. You got to do something with those. Even if I was a hitting coach, I'd be saying, all right, guys, we need to tick up the swing rate, right? You're allowing good strikes into the zone. Baltimore bullpen has been a saving grace. They have the emoji today. It's not crazy, but I did have to mention it because there were so many names that might be on the edge here. I don't know. I've got Baltimore for a win. And as I talk through it, that feels increasingly scary. But I gotta be me. Gotta be me. Next up, Merrill Kelly on the bump for the Snakes with shapes on their back. They're right around even money dogs on the road against Mitch Keller and the Buccos. Pirates minus 123 at the crib. Man, I don't know how I feel about Mitch Keller as a favorite right now. Sorry, Thunder Dan. We love you, kid, but geez Louise. I mean, Kelly's been fucking horrendous, yo. He's running a 5.12 ERA with a 1.5 whip. Expected ERA over 7.25. The Claude bot's got him near 6. He's one of the worst pitchers in the league. That's over 100 innings. If you scroll down the board, you'll see other guys Perkins is a little bit above it. He has a third of the innings generally. That stuff's going to regress, man. Holy crap. One guy worse than the next. 2 single-digit KBBs, 2 single-digit swinging strikes, 2 CSWs below 25, which I mentioned, at or below. 2 zone contacts over 88. I mean, the hard hit rates are north of 42. Kelly alone's given up 22 fucking home runs. Hachi, Machi, Liberace, 14 to lefties and 8 to righties. I mean, this is just a fucking disaster. This feels like an over or nothing here. Both of these lineups have hit lefty, hit righties, excuse me, last 2 weeks. Pirates a little less believable. It's more of an all or nothing kind of thing. Sellout style. 30% K, 17 swing strike is absolute trash. That's not Kelly's game right now. He's not getting whiffs on anybody. The bullpens have not performed. I don't know how you don't go over this one. I'm surprised this one's 9. I think this might close at 9.5. It's already at 9.5, you mother effers. Although that 9.5 is even money. So it's possible there's like a, you might find like a minus 112 on the 9. I don't know if I'm going to get there. As a notorious pussy, I don't always look for the 10th run. Sorry, I got allergies and a cold going on at the same time. I was doing the Sinegator with Floney, just trying to get myself healthy for the game. Excuse me. Hey, I try and be very good with cough buttons and stuff. I'm a content whore, so I know about the kind of awkward stuff. Sorry, I got a double dip. So let me just shout out the comments real quick. Take about. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out if I could mute while I do that. I'm coughing and shit. Zach Wheeler's on the bump for the Fighting Phils. Minus 180 favorite on the road in Miami to face the Mighty Marlins. And Tyler Phillips plus 150. Yeah, that probably feels about right. How do you price Zach Wheeler at Tyler Phillips? Zach Wheeler is everything we've always dreamt of. 2.16 ERA, 0.88 whip, 100 innings right on the nose. Not a single indicator above 291, 25 KBB, 13.5 swing strike, 65 first strike, 38 chase. He does everything. He literally toys with hitters. He gets up, he gets ahead, he can get you to fucking reach. He could do anything he wants. Zach Wheeler is close to a perfect pitcher, as we're going to get. Plus, he keeps it down, and he's hard to take out. So, wheels up for Wheeler at all times. Phillips has kind of been shitty, and I think it's going to get even worse. There's a pretty good regression case here. Expected Sierra and Claudbot, all 3 north of 5. 5.8 KBB, 10 swinging strike. This ain't going to work, man. Just that dog don't hunt. Nearly 89 zone contact. Plus, the ball's getting hit hard. Even if it is on the ground, you're going to be playing the BABIP game against the Phils, and yeah, he's in trouble today. You can see all the splits are really weak for Phillips as I kind of scroll. I guess he's been okay at home, but it's really just the ERA. That's why I added XFIP. Shout out who the fuck asked for it. Shout out whoever the fuck asked for that. But I do every so often, I like to let it be known, especially with football, man. Let me know. I had a couple people give me input, and it's already up on the sheet waiting. It's not on the backward-looking one. I'm not going to redesign and format this shit. I'm moving forward. But wait till you see the new fucking football sheets. They're going to be awesome. Nobody is going to have a better, sortable, easily searchable, team-level NFL data page than us. We are going to have the nut hand. It's going to be fucking glorious. But the same goes for baseball. Somebody very kindly, and it's so funny, before anyone asks for anything, I get like 3 precursors. I love your work, and you're the best, and I understand if you don't read this, and I'm sorry to be bothering you, like all this stuff. Especially if you pay. If you don't pay, fuck you. If you're a paid customer, you are not a bother. You are a legitimate priority. And he made a very good point. He said, we're always talking about underpinning stats, but I noticed that you'll quote and only list ERA at home. He said, while WHIP and KBB are pretty strong indicators, do you have any of the other ones? And I happen to have XFIP on that provider, so fuck it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. So the door swings both ways, yo. If you don't ever feel like I'm one of us, fucking one of us. You know
What is your profession?
Oh, not to headbang that shit. But yo, hit up a boy. Hit up your boy. Your boy. So yeah, the Phillies should absolutely kind of smoke this fool. Now watch, we're going to get clowned. I know the offense has been really bad. Like, really bad. Phillies versus righties last 2 weeks at the 187 on the undercover cop, man. 284 slug, 244 OBP. Jesus Christmas. 22 plus KBB as a squad. This is horrendous, but I still think they get back on track Is the L7 that bad? The L7's starting to click a little bit. And again, I don't want to go from don't look at L7 to hey, look at the L7. Hey, look at this L7 I got. But at the same token, I think when there's talent, there are indicators. You know what I'm saying? It's again, we're not basing a decision off it, but it's certainly a data point. Bullpens I kind of flew past. Phillies with the, huge edge in the bullpen. This one is like the most smashable run line cover of all time. I just want to get a live price. Minus 110. I hate to pay any kind of juice for run lines, but we do get the 9th frame on the road, and I think that'll carry the day. Plus, you can get 7 innings from fucking Wheeler. Next up, it's the chairman of the board, old Blue Eye, Max Scherzer, on the bump for the Bluebirds. They're plus 112 dogs down in the nation's capital to face Andrew Alvarez and the Nacionals. Minus 135 for the home squad. Man, I'm doing that teeth suck thing. Man, I don't know. I don't know if Alvarez should be a minus 135 favorite to anybody. That said, Scherzer is a fucking home run machine in a rough park coming off the fucking debut. I think he's fucked today, man. I mean, I had so many home runs. I was like, I can't do this. I whittled it down to Wood. But I had Wood and I had Abrams for a home run. Like Luis Garcia is going to ring for a home run today. Again, Scherzer is that kind of guy too. He's old. He's fucking stubborn. The four-seamer, old gray mare just ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. And he'll just keep fucking force-feeding it in there over and over and over and over again. Now, man, second Matty Williams mention. Miss you, Matt, if you're listening, by the way. He used to do the Max Scherzer home run roulette wheel, right? You set up a couple of home runs against Max Scherzer, where if one hits, the entire venture clears, as we often talk about with ladder bets and blend betting and stuff. And sometimes you get them all. You know what I'm saying? You get all 3 fucking guys because Scherzer, again, does what the fuck he does. Now, I want to check the rehab starts. I haven't seen this just to see if... Ooh, okay. And if you've been following the show, we don't like pitchers in debuts, so I'm not like bullish Max Scherzer. But what do we talk about, right? What do we talk about? When a guy has arm talent, I guess that's still Scherzer, right? He's been good while he's up there. And it's a prolonged rehab stint, and it's been successful. I'm not sure what we think here. So it was 3 starts. We like that. He went 3 innings, gave up 2, struck out 3. And had they brought him up after that, we'd probably be on that ass. He went 4, gave up 5, 4 earned, walked none, struck out 5. He went again. They gave him another shot. He went 5 clean. I mean, actually, 5 perfect innings. No hits, no walks. 7 strikeouts. So, man, Scherzer was feeling himself in that last one. Yo, B Rose, by the way, I wanted to check the comment section. A lot of times when I see comments pile up, I worry it's like, asshole, you're on fucking mute. Hey, idiot, you're on fucking mute. That's not the case. Nice look from B Rose, like Wheeler to record a win, minus 118, as a way to cheapen the Phillies' money line. And there you have it, people. That's my fucking boy right there. Be like Rose, people. That's how you do it. Looking for win. Again, this is... if I ever get big enough to bring in a little fucking team, I just need a parameter checklist. That's on it, right? What else is on it? The 3.5, 4.5 totals with the minus 135 number that I let blow past me. The 0.75 disparity off over under when the model gets dropped. Sometimes those swing past me. And checking the fucking win, right? What Brian is talking about is a player prop win for a starting pitcher. I know you know, Brian, and most of the people in the comments know, but there are some newbies out there that don't realize how expansive the fucking offering is. And again, the thinking is pretty damn simple. In what world are you paying What fucking price was that game? Sorry to backtrack, but this stuff matters. Okay, in what world, right? In what world were you expecting to pay minus 180 in a Zach Wheeler game against the Marlins where he doesn't get the win? That's fucking patently absurd. Right? So, yeah, I'm going to pay that fucking ridiculous juice in case it's tied. What? You may win a bullpen game, but that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. The thinking is very, very sound. Very, very sound. And I like the way that you put that as a way to as a way to cheapen it. USMC, good to see you, player. I'm trying to figure out what you were talking about. I'm talking about Wheeler strikeouts on Kyle's show. Yeah, make sure you're checking out the Source Network guys. That whole crew is the fucking best, man. And then all my crossovers, you happen to be all my favorite, I hate saying followers. I don't like that word. My follower. Ugh. You're my fucking friend before you're my follower, but you're a listener. Like, that's fucking fair. The people who overlap, like, if you're sick enough to fucking listen to Sauce and then listen to me, you're fucking, you're one of us, man. You're a sick motherfucker. Anyway, I don't know if I trust Alvarez like that. Oh, I brought up the under the pinning stuff and I never got to look at it because I thought I liked it because he gets a ton of whiffs. I like the fact that Alvarez pitches backwards, meaning curveball first, 29 U's, 232 X lug, 31 whiff. That's a spreadsheet boner right there. We fucking love that. The four-seamer is kind of ass, though, and the rest of the arsenal, he has trouble spotting. So even though he does have whiffs, it comes at, like, a great cost. So Alvarez is kind of giving me a bit... it's weird to say a guy with 5 pitches has a reliever profile. I just don't think they're good pitches. I think he's throwing them because he's a starter, and they believe you need 5 pitches. Alvarez, for me, profiles as more of a reliever right now. But we all know one of the weakest splits in the major leagues all year has been Toronto versus lefties. I don't know, do you say they haven't hit lefties, they won't hit lefties, they can't hit lefties, they refuse to hit fucking lefties. Blue Jays just despicably bad, batting .212 in the last 265 plate appearances. Think about 265 PAs of a 273 xWOBA. Now, I'm using it correctly to imply run scores as a macro statistic. Unlike people who use xWOBA to describe, like, hitting the ball hard. You freaking Momo. That includes OBA, on base average, you stupid bastards. You're killing me, yo. You're killing me, Smalls. You're fucking killing me, Smalls. So, this one, again, I think there's I've made this point before, and of course, it's always been a fucking loser. Just to wrap it up, both of the bullpens have been terrible. So I had this one. We're calling this. This is Jeff. I wanted to name a play after you. This is the Jeff L. Double Secret Reverse Alt Total Special. Meaning, this game either ends under 4 or over 13. Like, that's where I am on this one. Either Scherzer and Alvarez go out and shove because we like the Nats, but tell me you couldn't see Scherzer fucking with them. That's what he does, right? That's what he does. Again, part of that old stubbornness is having recorded thousands and thousands of outs before and great hitters. Like, he just understands. He's really good at that. He makes in-game adjustments. This is one of the things he talks about. He make in-game adjustments that you're not getting from a young pitcher that doesn't understand or have the fucking C.O. Jones Aracajón. So, keep going back to, come on, motherfucker. Oh, you can't? Oh, you don't see that pitch? He's going to keep fucking doing it. So, yeah, under 3, over 18. Sorry. My boy Slate Ciccone on the bump. Paisan on the road for Cleatown. Heavy dog. It's going to be hot in Cincinnati, baby. But funny, what goes to show you, the books, not high on the offenses here. It's going to be, damn near 90 degrees in Forest City, and it's 4.5, 8.5. Man, I don't know. Everybody, and including the betting market, seems to like Ciccone more than me. They're on the road to face C. Montgomery Burns. Excellent. And the Redlegs. Why is Montgomery Burns only minus 175? I know it's heavy, but I feel like that should be in line with fucking Phillips. You know what I'm saying? And certainly in line with Peyton Toll. Whatever. I guess I don't set the lines. I just complain. I don't set the lines. I just complain. I'm the guy that fucking put the bathrooms in his joint. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. Easy Money. Oh, that's a throwback. If you see Easy Money, we are absolutely friends. Who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who put the fucking bathrooms in his joint. If anyone's wondering, it's Joe Pesci with Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, you want just look up a Google a picture of it. It's the young one of the first. It might have been the movie that kind of boosted Joe Pesci's career. It's the first thing I remember him in. But oh, it is a fucking piss on the two of those guys. It is fucking hilarious. Rodney Dangerfield is a children's birthday photographer, like a children's photographer. It's fucking funny as shit, and like he's can't stop getting fucked up. Oh, it's so funny. He's a degenerate. It's the absolute best. Oh, he's my hero. C. Montgomery Burns as good or better than anyone on a permanent basis. He is outrageously good. Funny, he doesn't seem to get the credit, and maybe it's like the fly ball stuff in the dangerous ballpark. Again, he still just has a 1 home run, just 12 home runs through nearly 108 innings. He's basically fucking split proof. I mean, again, maybe today, I don't know. To me, he's the man. He's the man. We've seen the Sierra slip last 30 days, but he still managed to kind of keep it in check. Guardians have returned a few pieces on offense, and I guess they've been hitting. You know, listen, you get the water back, you return J-Ram, and, you know, these guys are good. I mean, I hate quoting L7, but this is really how I see them, right? So it's not to say L7 this, L7 that. This is how I've been archetyping this offense. Overall, it's pretty weak. A little bit below average. You see that reflected. 96 WRC plus, 306 WOBA. Those are maybe a little bit low. I have them at like, let's call it 98 WRC plus and 312 WOBA, but like pretty close. Real lack of power, that kind of checks out in the South 7. Increasingly better discipline with J-Ram and DeLauder with these guys in the lineup, right? That I think is you're seeing. Again, not really great average-wise, but getting the job done, scoring runs, because of the speed-power combos, right? This is a bleed over from the fucking fantasy nerd stuff. That stuff scores runs right now. A lot of strikeouts in baseball. Getting on, and guys that go first, third, second home on a single fucking matters. Churio scored from second on like a ground ball the other fucking day. These things happen. Plus, defense is historically bad. At least for me, I don't give a shit about defensive metrics, and I'm sorry to all the really smart people that do them. I don't give a shit about them. I really don't care. For me, defense, pound for pound, is worse than it's ever been. The boneheaded plays and just horrific little leagues fucking style plays are at a high. So, man, I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into making Cincinnati part of the blend bet with Philly. The algorithm results are both pretty clear. You know, we're damn near at a full run clear across a mean sample. So, you know, there's a fucking metric ton of covers in here. And yeah, I know. To me, that's probably what I'll end up doing. The downside with that is the negative money for the Phillies. That kind of throws off the blend bet, right? Third of a unit on that. Oh, I like the plus 150 for the double money line cover and money line hit. And I know I've been trying to get away from those, but I don't think they're a total loser. I've made that argument in the past. I don't think it's a lost argument. So yeah, give me. So I left. Oh no, I put the Philly cover. So I'm gonna put the Reds cover also. It's a better price. I'm not sure how I'm gonna skin this cat. And I didn't even mention to the Toronto Washington. Oh yeah, right. Both sides. I forgot. I was like, the total's at fucking 10. I hate to look for 11 runs. All right, let's get back on track. This is taking me too long. Next up, Martin Perez and the Bravos, minus 117. Slight favorites on the road against the Let's Go Mets Go and Zach Attack Thornton on the bump for the Metropolitans. It feels like a little bit of a misprice to me. I've got underdog modeled as a winner, and now maybe this is a good time. we will follow you into the Miss and Avalon. Did we just become best friends? Damn right. Yo, Trevor, we were just shouting you out, my man. Good to see you. Everybody, make sure you're following TV Jones. And from what I understand, if you DM him nicely, he'll send you pictures of his flexing thighs. All kidding aside, we were talking about you guys before. Make sure you're on Sauce, Kyle Kerms, Toasty, and TV Jones, Jake the Side Guy, and Spoon Man. Guys are super fucking sharp. Sorry. So Trevor said Burns been struggling versus lefties lately. You're going to see a ton of them. The price does feel ridiculous. He makes him 143. You know what? Tim, you got me wanting to back that ass up. I'm going to have to do it now. Because I hate, I'm not disagreeing. I'm kind of looking, man, I don't know. You're going to small sample me on lefties. He's been pretty good overall. We've had home runs on a high homer fly ball rate. Hard hit rate is low. KBB is good. I don't know if I'm buying it, man. I don't know if I'm buying it. It does scare the Cleveland awakening. Is kind of what gets me a little bit worried. But I still think I like the Reds to win because I think I think Cicconi's garbage. That's what it is. And everyone's treating him as like a mid-level starter, and I'm not. Acuna just announced he's back off the aisle. Don't care, Mets. Yeah, Mets blind. I've been reliably informed the Mets are back. I've got the Mets winning this one outright. Oh, what I wanted to say was, I oftentimes will tell people, right, when you're kind of looking at a model and reading these mean outcomes, not to overreact to the decimal point. But when you have any kind of win for an underdog, right, and you're on that plus side, like, that's where you want to be, right? That's when it matters, a little bit more. Where I'm telling people to be reticent is when there's juice attached. Well, you have this team winning by a tenth of a run. Yeah, it's minus 155. That's actually the model telling you to fucking be careful. There's a lot of losses baked in. So I've kind of liked Thornton. I don't think he's a 193.86 pitcher. But I don't think Martin Perez is a 355, 128 pitcher. Fuck that. The disciplinary stuff for Thornton is significantly better. Command, control, across the board. Winning in zone. I guess Perez does have him in the elevation bin. I have to give him that. There's probably no denying that. I don't know. I've been trying to get in that Perez ass, for a while. And once he started showing warts, you're seeing the split start to fall apart. There were never strikeouts there. He's kind of struggled on the road. And the last 30 days, he's really falling apart. 7.40 expected ERA, negative 6.8 KBB. Where Thornton's been good and getting better. I know is the Acuna thing? I don't think we should kind of look past Acuna, especially versus lefties. And he was fucking raking in this little rehab stint. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. This one has got me nervous, but I was thinking the entire time, like, I've got Mets, ML. The bullpen's pitching well is also Braves in a little bit of a rough patch. Feels like the first time that they've really faced adversity. They've been one of the best. I was going to say one of the better. It's legit one of the best bullpens in the league. Right, without Robert Suarez, that hurts. And now Iglesias, who pitched yesterday, they're careful with the usage. He blew the save. So, I don't know. I think the Mets are in a pretty good spot. Because it's Trevor talking to himself. Man, some of my most interesting conversations are with myself. Know what I'm saying? Trevor, let those comments rip, bro. They're good for the algorithm. All right, give us the Mets to fucking win this bitch, man. All right, next up, Max fried eggs on the bump for the Yanks. All right. Hey, man, I'm going to come off as Yankee Glazer number one here. And I guess the Bombers have been pretty weak against lefties, but I feel like Fried minus 148 feels like a smash. This one I did have as part of a blend as I was kind of doing my early thinking, because those minus 150s really play up nicely. I think the Yankees should mushroom stamp, the White Sox and Noah Schultz. And I've liked Noah Schultz. There certainly is arm talent. I think the young man probably needs a little bit more seasoning. Let's get under the hood just really quick. I mean, Fried, again, we worry about returns. He was fucking super sharp. And we know he's the man. He does everything you could ask for. I'm not even worried about anything. Max Fried, hashtag amazing. The elite ground ball rates, all the contact stuff. He's fucking the man. He's also been a road warrior. Spike shoulder pads. What a rush. Sub 1 whip, 16.5 KBB on the road all season. And just that last start was he looked as good as you're going to look. Whereas Schultz has an ERA north of 6, but the expected ERAs there are also Sierra north of 5. So even if you're bringing them home, where are you bringing them to? And I try not to auto glaze my own indicator too often, though I think it's better than all the good ones. I think it's better than all the good ones. You're going to be pointed in the correct direction more often using Claude and Mind than expected ERA and Sierra. Sorry, not sorry. I still use them because I love the consensus, and this feels like the commission. And when you got a +5 across the board, that's you got to capitulate. You have to fucking give in because there's not a fucking mathematical equation you could find me. The only thing you could pitch at me is like, yo, bro, Noah Schultz is filthy, bro. Like, that dog don't hunt, I'll pop the hood even for Schultz and see what the fuck is going on here. I mean, listen, it's too many four-seamers and it's garbage. All right, maybe I'm a little rough. It's not fine. It's not garbage. It's not very good. He's pairing it with the sinker as a primary pitch. That pitch is legitimately bad. Then behind that is the cutter. And these guys, this shit don't work, man. It does not work. Cam Schlittler is the exception to the rule, in my opinion, where a pitcher is throwing like 60, 70, 80% fastballs, four-seam, sinker, cutter. Let me see. I mean, Schlittler, again, the reason I believe he's the exception to the rule is because of the movement profiles on these pitches. His pitches are not that different. Like, he's got 19 inches of vertical drop on the fucking four-seamer, 24 on the sinker, and 25 on the cutter. The cutter sinks more than the sinker. The sinker has more horizontal run than the cutter. This shit, I don't know, man. I'm not digging it. But we have to, clean this up. This ain't it. And he's wild, right? And he's pitching to contact. Now, granted, the Yankees haven't hit lefties. So if you're pushing at me for a fail point, right? So if you believe the Yankees offense is not worthy of -150, I will concede. I will. I still think they win, but I'll concede because I think the Yankees bullpen is the differentiator here, regardless. I still think then we're pumping for an under, like legit. Because the White Sox haven't hit lefties, and as much fun as their offense is to back, I feel like they have a type I'm flipping to. The bullpen's been a little bit better than I thought lately. Again, when they moved Taylor, moving away from Sir Anthony Dominguez, turned out to be a good idea. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And so they had the answer in-house with Taylor, who is legitimately a filthy fucking pitcher. He is legit good, right? So, and we've talked about this, when you kind of install a C1 closer, it just, obviously, a C1 closer implies a clean ninth, let's say. What I mean is, that in itself shouldn't have any direct impact on the other pitchers, but it does. That's where I'm going. It's like the subjective art here is, it's like a role thing, maybe a confidence thing, whatever the fuck it is. It's been every damn bullpen that we've seen. Get a good closer back there and just take off. So, you know what I mean? Mess with it. Yeah, so I guess I'm like, I got to be under or nothing. Under or Yankees. Under or Yankees or blend. Man, it's a solid 8.5. Are we way under the 8.5? Yeah, we're under the 8.5. Even implying that final frame. I don't know. I just don't think the White Sox have it. Maybe am I glazing the Yankees? Maybe the under is a stronger play. I should have mentioned the wind blowing out also, but it's just not really what we're worried about. What I'm worried about with the under is Schultz imploding. L7 for the Yanks is also pretty shitty. So yeah, for me, it's I still feel in the Yankee blend. I really am. I'm feeling the Yankee blend because you're getting +120 on the run line cover, and I think Fried is just going to shove. You know what I mean? All right, let's fucking hurry up. David Peterson on the bump for the Baby Bears. -122 favorites on the road in St. Louis to face Mr. Freedom, Matty Liberatore on the bump for the Cardinals. I've got St. Louis modeled for an outright win. Notice the double sun emoji. It's going to be fucking million degrees in St. Louis. Both of these pitchers have really, really struggled. I thought Peterson was better than this on a per inning basis. I didn't think Libertor was better than this, but I thought this spring, oh, fucking spring stats. I thought with the first round pedigree, we were going to see the breakout this season. That hasn't happened, however. Peterson has a positive regression case for sure, but it's still really ugly. I mean, as a starter, my innings are starter innings, 58 and a third as a starter. He's a 57 left on base, 353 BABIP. That's clinically insane and not going to last. Libertor, flip side also, I guess. But he's got the homer fly ball rate spiked. But that homer fly ball rate is kind of believable. I'd be careful pulling it back too much. The high fly ball rate, like we mentioned earlier, without the infield flies, which is scary, with an elevated line drive rate. So we're in the top third, right? You're in the top third. But I've been watching, as the worst thing you could do is watch baseball. I've been watching Libertor lately. He's fucking shoving. And I feel like, this is man funny. Hold on, Trevor, I'm going to get that in a second. That really is funny. Yeah, the White Sox are not, they're not great with the development stuff, right? It's been a little bit inconsistent. And like this Davis Martin we thought was breaking out, he went back in the tank. Burke we thought broke out, he went in the tank, now he's good again. And I feel like they're struggling to have guys hit and last. And the Fetty stuff, none of that stuff has really worked. Yeah, the nose, the mushroom stamp. If you know what the mushroom stamp is, it's a walking laugh emoji. So yeah, I've been really into Libertor the last month. So you can see those stats up on the board. And I was trying not to fucking detour too much. I really wanted to show in under an hour. But when there's shit I gotta know, I have to know. I wanna know what turns him on. And sometimes, with pitchers, the reason why their kind of future and trajectory and shit can change so quickly, they can just do totally different things. Now, yeah, I mean, the last month, we're seeing Libertor go slider first. We like to see that. We want him to throttle the four-seamer. That's not very good. And so I would say this is kind of leaning towards believable. Adam Westbury, what's going on, kid? My man, leg crazy, leg gazy, bro. Word up, y'all. I appreciate everybody supporting the show. Press the cartoon finger button because it matters more than it should. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,000 people. I can't believe it. I really can't believe so many people are kind of digging this. USMC, I saw that note on Pagan, but I saw that he was up and down, and he didn't go. And I was wondering if he was hurt, because I saw the name that the save went to, that I didn't hear him. The Trev thing I was mentioning was that if Schultz was with the Brewers, right, he'd be another fucking DL Hall. He'd be getting 3 of the cleanest innings you ever saw, which is why, we care about, we care about development. So back to the matter at hand, I think there's a bull case for Libertor here. The scary part has got to be the Cubs offense has really hit lefties all season. Now, the Cards have been palatable. And if we get this iteration of David Peterson, they should fucking nuke him. I was hoping to look for a confirmation bias in L7 to go against this. But no, it's not the case. The Cubs have been really good. The Cards have been really bad. All you've got is home field advantage. And the Cubs bullpen has even been pitching well. If the Cubs bullpen starts to pitch, they're going to be really dangerous. Josh, bro, seriously. Everyone, please push the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you, bro. No words for the fact that you have an iota. The fact that you have a fucking molecule of room in your heart for something outward is truly touching, my man. It's truly touching. And, that's a shit that means a lot to me. And I don't want to do the pity party thing. I don't feel like that helps. I don't think you want that. But, brother, man, the second I heard that, I went right inside and I cried some fat ass crocodile tears into my wife's shoulders, man. And she said, what happened? I told her, and you guys touched me deeply. You know what I mean? I really do fucking care. I really do care. Any time of day you need me, player, you reach out to me about anything. And seriously, you don't need to promote my show. Let's promote positivity for you, my dude. No, yeah, you people are the fucking best, man. Just the absolute best. I'm gonna stop crying. All right. Next up. Wait, did I have a play? I don't even. I stopped marking. Yeah, it's Cardinals win plus 102. I think that's where I'm at. Hold on. I forgot to mark the Metsies. I saw even money. I hope it's still hanging out there. But that's what I want. I have a Yankee blend because I think they win with a chance at a plus run cover. I have St. Louis. Oh, I don't know. Do we want to go F5? Maybe we want to go F5. I think if St. Louis does this, I think we want to go F5 because it's we jumped on Peterson and didn't leave it in the hands of the bullpen. I wonder if we going to get a discount. Okay, now I got to pump the brakes really quick. I didn't notice this. My bookie just flipped to undecided on the Cardinal game. So people, please be careful. You really, really, really got to be. You really got to be careful. Oh, by the way, Trevor's got a show going on. Line Labs, yo, drop the time and stuff where everyone can get it. You know me. Rising tide lifts all ships. Trevor is in the very small population of touts and cappers and there's people that do this thing of ours that are really sharp and do really care. You know, there ain't a lot of us. And as we start to kind of combine, I really want to, I want to push as if like I can push the fucking Source Network crew. Talk about the fucking lion in the mouse. But Tatsuya Imai and the Astros are minus 118. They're slight favorites on the road in LA to face Wilbert Urania and the Angels. Angels had the bullpen emoji, but it wasn't crazy. It's a lot of names, but the pitch counts are low. And I feel like when the Angels have a shot at a win, they're going to kind of go for it. Trevor, right away with that info. Good man. That's how you do it, kiddo. So you're looking for TV Jones on the Line Lab show. It's 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, right before Kerms. Oh, awesome. So you could that's like if you're working late or let's say you're driving like that. I know that's when I used to smash it. When if I had like a driving job or, a data entry job or something, boom, that's going to be the best fucking 2 hours of fucking baseball content that there is, I think. I don't know why or how you'd want to even bother with anything else. I think between the two of us, yeah, I think it's a lot. It's pretty much going to have you fucking covered. So I had lay for a clean win here. I was a little bit surprised. I mean, just on its face, and I'm not going to start pretending like I was this big Urania guy. I don't think he's this kind of ace. I always worry about guys with poor control. I mentioned I'm a disciplinary file. However, right, but that big fucking shaking, sopping, wet, clapping ass. He's a lot better than Imai. Imai's been trash. He gave us a couple good starts that went right back in the tank. His discipline, command and control, even worse than Urania. I mean, this is disgraceful. The reason why Urania gets by is all the weak, soft hit ground balls that go with the double plays. He also has a very good attack plan versus lefties, which is a good way to succeed against the Astros. He's been phenomenal at the crib where Imai has struggled at home and has an 8.4 expected ERA with a 3.5 KBB the last 30 days. I think we're dogpiling the offenses a bit too much. This is also something that you get a lot of when you listen to Kyle and them. I didn't hear them last night. I wouldn't be surprised if they were on the Angels. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they're very good at calling bullshit on bad pitchers and people that maybe jump the shark on trying to handicap offenses. Remember, offense is the less consistent and less sticky on a day-to-day basis, right? I mean, I think disciplinary approach kind of sticks. But yeah, Astros have been doing all the things that'll get you in trouble against Urania also. If you're going to be patient and wait to put the ball in the air like that, ain't dog don't hunt. That's not happening. Angels offense has been terrible. They are terrible, and I hate them. And I hate you. But the bullpen's been really good, man. So I think we have a legitimate shot at another kind of, where the fucking dogs at, bro? Where my dogs at? Oh my gosh. All right, come on. The closer we get to the hour, the closer I become to losing the last bit of sanity. Peyton Toll, this is the blend that I had. You got to pay the troll toll if you want to get into this boys' hole. Peyton Toll minus 175 for the Red Laundry on the road against Jack Perkins and the Atleticos. Atleticos now lost Bangaliers for the season. Oh my gosh, man. What a abject disaster as far as health goes for the A's, playing that ballpark, man. It's Geloff, it's Rooker, it's Bangaliers, and then even Kuroda Grauer, who I was really into, went down. Good to see Kurtz back in the lineup and Jacob Wilson, back. He's like legitimately good, but they're hanging by a fucking thread. They've had to kind of force up players that I'm not sure are everyday guys. Like Tommy White, I don't know if he's ready, and Donovan Walton, I don't know if he should be playing every day. Alika Williams probably playing a bit too much. It was good to see Lawrence Butler, but I think the A's are firmly outmatched. It's very hard for me to ever put a minus 175 on anybody. I really don't do that. But if you were going to, it makes a lot of sense. Perkins is struggling in this transition from reliever to starter. This, you could see, I'm going backwards, but all the splits are broken. And I think maybe more than that, because you could see he does have good swing and miss stuff, and the breaking stuff is actually good. It's the archetype of pitcher that the A's brought in to pitch in this ballpark was like a fucking crime, man. And it's almost like Coors. There are styles of pitching that can work. Man, Sacramento may be worse than Coors. Don't believe me, check out John Anderson's stuff. His data warehouse is fucking crazy. If you do any kind of originating, it's insane. If you do like DFS also for MLB, it's fucking insane. It's insane. You have to discipline yourself to not. It's so much information, the best. And if you ask him for something like me, he'll put it up. But he creates, and he has park. It's not. I don't want. He calls it park data, right? He does a park factor, but I know that shit's wonky. I care about park data. What's the homer to fly ball rate? What's the homer to barrel rate? How many barrel? All that stuff is there for you. And it is the number one winner by a fucking mile over Coors and a mile over Cincinnati, a mile over Washington. A's shit plays up. So you have this guy forcing four-seamers and pitching like a fly ball pitcher. It's just crazy. So I think Perkins is a lot of trouble. I think Boston may even have the better offense right now. I can't believe I'm even saying that. They've been a lot of fun. A's kind of doing a little bit of the regression thing. And they've struggled against lefties. Kurt's the best hitter, is left-handed. Yeah, I don't know how you wouldn't like Boston in this one. We didn't do much on Toll, but he's like legitimately good, man. He is such a good pitcher. I guess a fly ball guy, maybe there's some concern there. But he's got all the swing and miss with the big-time chase rate. See, that to me, that's the big difference maker in these ballparks is if and when you get behind, and he's got elite command and control. I mean, dude, 31% ball through nearly 90 innings is fucking elite. Like Tariq Skubal good. You know what I mean? He's legit good. He can get you when he's behind to go fucking reach for something. And the A's will probably oblige. That's the whole thing. So I think Boston's got the edge every way. Athletics bullpen is completely falling apart. They have a 9.07 ERA, 192 whip, 310 batting average allowed. Nearly double-digit barrel rate across their last 40 and 2/3. Just as bad as it gets. It's just as bad as it gets. So I liked Boston in the blend play with the Yanks. Not to give away too many favorites, but I also think these are interesting ways to attack favorites. So like Yankees plus Boston money lines, that was plus 155, plus 160 almost. I mentioned the Yanks are plus 120 to plus 125 in the run line. Boston's minus 110, which fucking sucks, man. It's just a shitty price. Minus 185, a 75-cent offer, discount, I don't know what you call it. Offer, probably, is not great. All right, let's see if we can bang out this last one in 60 seconds or less. Brandon Sproat and the Brewers on the road in San Francisco to face Tyler Mahle and the Giants. I mean, I was so surprised. I thought Sproat was pitching really well, and it's not great. I thought Mahle was pitching really poorly, and it's been a little bit better than I thought. You can see all these guys both very milquetoast. The ERAs maybe a little bit inflated. Too many walks for decent ball rates on both sides, but neither induce chases and pitch to contact. But are you worried about the offenses like that part? I'm not sure. Algo's just right on the nose. I think Milwaukee wins, so does the Algo. When you add a quarter of a run, it's like saying, yeah, I think we win. But the reason I do that fair line calculation, and I get this question all the time, I'm not going to make the Algo. The fair line calculation is not my opinion. It's the formula. That's how you calculate. You calculate the formula by percentage of the runs, which is part of why baseball betting is so difficult. Here. So watch this. I'm gonna do some changes in real time. You're gonna see them pop up on the board, and I'm gonna back them out though. So like, if you like, what's a half a run between friends? So if you went a half a run up on Milwaukee, half a run down on San Francisco, right? The total doesn't change at all. Even that 1.25 diff is a minus 136. Give you a little bit of loving because we know MLB favorites get a fucking extra push. Just to give you an idea, and this is something that the Source Network boys are very, very sharp with, without giving the explanation I just gave. They're moving a little bit faster. There's more mouths to feed over there. And it's a much better show. You know what I'm saying? But I work for me. I do what the fuck I want, The decimal points, right, as you twist the nips, is going to fucking change it, right? So that was like a huge change. And somebody's saying, well, half a run's fucking huge. Well, how about let's go with 1/10 of a run. 1/10 of a run. A literal, like, bullpen correction. Bump this to minus 112 from 107. It's a pretty decent difference by just these little cunt hair fucking differentials. So this is why I try and explain to people, don't get too cute with the decimals. It's not how we do this. You're playing the price. That's the lesson. That's the Source Network lesson that they branded on my ass that is never going away, and I thank them for it. I mentioned my own issue. Even as someone that's been a successful bettor, the worst thing I've done, I mentioned me being a pussy when I start to lose. That's what the macro problem was. When I would start to lose with a decent process, I would change said process because I hate losing. And the idea of people losing following me it like fucks with my emotions, and it can affect my work, which then the whole thing is going to collapse, right? Then the whole building fucking comes down. The micro part of the problem, meaning how that was manifesting, right? Not only shrinking the volume and lowering the amount of plays. Sorry, the gardeners are like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Wrap it up, kid. Wrap that shit up. They must have shown up at 10. So not only is that flawed, right? Shrinking the number of bets, even if you have other plus EV marked entries, is I would also begin to default to favorites, right? You've heard me say that. Don't default to favorites. That's what fucking losing bettors do. It's true. If anything, you should be defaulting to underdogs. Meaning, when you don't have this huge confidence, right? I just showed you mathematically what a minus 136 looks like. It's a fucking kill shot. You're never going to get to minus 200. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Which is also, this is like a subtle argument for these blend plays, how we're too cute trying to predict money lines when oftentimes games end up with more than a one-run difference. We just feel in our bellies that it sucks to play for 2 runs of baseball, because it does suck to play for 2 runs of baseball. Bottom fucking line. But now that's also an argument for I don't believe, you don't see this as much. These are one of the things that I always felt was an edge when I first started betting that books have kind of eliminated, and it was these really delicious run line prices for full game, right? Getting plus money and the 1.5, you don't really get anymore. I'm kind of scanning today's. Nothing on the 150, nothing. Marlins, minus 110 at home, plus 1.5. I mean, you like Wheeler, but man, losing by 2 is pretty decent. Is that the only one? 150s, 170s. Athletics also minus 110. Again, they're home teams. So I would jump on those. And as I've gotten older, it's gotten a little bit harder. Anyway, that'll do it, man. Thank you to everybody up in the comments kind of participating. You guys kind of, sharing and chopping it up and getting down to some of the nitty gritty here, along with some of the cool personal stuff going on. Josh has I have that on the board. Abrams and Woods over 1.5 hit and run ribby. I love that one. So since I went over time anyway, you can see the top of the algo board. We had Baltimore to win, Arizona pick to go over. I don't know if I'm going to hit that. Then like the favorites, how to treat the favorites. Philly and Cincy, I'm a little on the fence with. Mets, I think, win as a slight dog. Yankees, I think, are a good blend bet with Boston. Pairing the money lines. Again, maybe I don't know. Again, defaulting to parlays is probably not much better of a bet. And I like the St. Louis at 5. And we like the Angels to win also. So a couple plus money plays, I think. I think that's a winning strategy. I think that's how you do it. That's how you do this, son. So let's get out of here. Real quick, a little something from Mr. TV real quick. That's why I usually just take -1/2. 3/4 of the game. They almost win by 2. We get nice plus money. So, yes. yes. Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying. A lot of these things we're kind of coming to, similar to me being afraid of going under certain numbers, like being under a 7.5. I generally am very afraid of that. And you shouldn't be. How many games end up under fucking 6 and 7? Like 10% of every game, 10% of all games, maybe more. It might be more like 15%. And maybe it's weather dependent, but even so, I'll call it 12. Why wouldn't you do that? Because I tell myself, oh man, mean outcomes. Can't always be that person, right? Don't be that guy. All right. Again, thanks for supporting the show. It means the fucking world. I can't work any harder on this shit. I give every show 110%, man. I pour my heart and fucking soul into this bitch every day, man. So I appreciate you. Paid subs to the front of the line, $2 a week. Get your 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. Support good people doing good work. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, man, winning feels a lot less like luck. Yo, you bet your ass.